Good morning, my darlings. My name is Victoria and this is Veritas Tarot. I love to do readings for love, obviously love of another, but most importantly love for oneself, because you can't pour from an empty cup, hence my cup of tea tarot. Today I am going to be doing a reading for you, Six of Cups soulmate reading, and that's with the belief that whoever is meant to see this message will see it at the right time in divine timing, led by spirit. If the message doesn't resonate with you, don't try and make it fit. There are lots and lots of lovely, fabulous, wonderful other tarot readers out there that you can listen to. So I'm going to start with your first card, Leo, in terms of where you are right now. And my poor darling, I think you're going through a bit of a trials and tribulations at the moment. The Five of Wands is speaking to me that there's a lot of negative energy around you, and you're feeling in a very low space at the moment. You're being caught up in a lot of, I'm going to say, arguments and discussions where nobody's really listening to the other person or other people. I think that there is, it's not just you and your soulmate here. I think there are other people and their opinions and everything getting involved, and Spirit is saying to you to step away from that and to stand in your own truth and stand in your own knowing about things. If you are one of these people, you have your own wand of truth, your own emotions, and you understand, only you understand you. You're the only person that lives 1 second of your life. But it's to step out of this hamster wheel of repetitive thoughts and feelings, and I know you want to be heard, and everybody wants to be heard, but nobody's listening to the other person or the other people at the moment, and you're not going to be able to move forward and come to a place of peace unless you step out of this. So it's about, sometimes silence is the best thing, and when we go within and we receive that receiving thought, when we quieten our mind. So I've been asked to tell you to try and to meditate if you're not meditating, because when we are in that space of quiet and we're not listening to all those fear thoughts or sitting in a place of hurt and anger and resentment, but we're just giving ourselves a break and we're sitting in that space, that's when we can receive that receiving thought. That's when, and that receiving thought, that's advice from soul, from spirit, from God. You know, our souls, God, the universe, they simply want for us what is for our greatest good, and that is our joy and our happiness. So Spirit's advice is to try and step away from this and give yourself some peace at this time. How your soulmate is feeling is the Seven of Swords. So what I see with this card, I mean, the Seven of Swords is about deception, it's about doing something that is underhand, it's about wearing a false mask, etc. But I want to remind you at this point, everybody has a beautiful soul. Everybody does. Everybody is a piece of God. So whatever's happening with your soulmate at the moment, they're having to relearn lessons, and that's what I see with the Seven of Swords. What's happening is the Five of Swords is very much an argumentative card as well, and it's also about winning and losing battles. And so at the moment, your soulmate, they are in this place where they're holding on to all of the anger and the resentments, everything that's happened in that Five of Swords battle, they're holding on to it. But they have left you a gift. They've left you two swords, which represents clarity and speaking your truth. And this is only a transitional period that's represented by the tense, okay? So this is just, the universe and God will bring in people and situations and experiences that help us evolve as a soul. All relationships are simply for our soul to evolve. And so whatever your soulmate is going through at the moment and whatever they have done, they are maybe repeating lessons because God and the universe wants them to repeat those lessons. And so look at them with more understanding and love and compassion about what they're going through, and understanding that conditioned behaviours, try not to judge them, because behaviours that people do, they don't mean to hurt other people. People don't mean to hurt other people, but it's a reaction to how they're feeling about themselves. And it's a reaction to triggers. So you have been brought into your soulmate's life also to help heal their wounds, as they have been brought in to help yours. And at the moment, maybe they haven't quite got to the stage where you have, but they are being taught these lessons and they are being guided to shift and change. And if that means repeating a cycle, then that's what God and the universe wants them to do. how you're feeling about your soulmate and where you are right now, you've got the Hangman. And I do like to see that in this position here. You can see the Hangman can choose at any one time to get off the tree. Now, the Hangman is about a period of reflection and taking time out. So I'm really pleased to see that here, because it means that you are starting to step out of this. And the Hangman here is starting to see things from a different perspective. This is the enlightenment. So I believe that you are going through a shift and a change yourself in terms of waking up to what you want and you know is good for you, etc. And the blue represents the emotions, and the red here is about the grounding and the understanding and strength and the sort of willpower. And you are starting to create your manifestations. This is represented by the grapes and the abundance that's sort of there above. But what the Hangman's asking you to do as well is to, pause and reflect and think about things and think about this relationship. And is there anything you can do? Is there any way you can shift and change? Can you step out of this sort of bramble bush that only hurts everybody, and step out of it and observe not what is happening to you, but why it's happening for you? And if you can shift and change and come to understand that maybe this has been to help you heal from past hurts and pains, that actually by stepping into that, you can then understand and not, you will help your soulmate also move forward if you shift and change your energies. So this is Spirit saying to you, you've got this time of reflection. You're starting to see things from a different perspective. I believe you love them, but what happens is love never disappears, but it's the respect that disappears for other people, when we get incredibly hurt and think, well, why did they behave like that? Why did they do that to us? And what I will say to you at this time is, just because somebody doesn't love you the way you want them to love you doesn't mean to say they don't love you with everything they are. They just have a different way of showing it sometimes. So this is your pause and reflect card, and this is where you are right now. And you, and only you, have control over your life. You have no control over everybody else. And this relationship, as with every relationship, is for our souls to shift and change and to evolve. And I think you're beginning to understand and to see that. And I like to see that this is in this place of peace. And you're just observing, which is well done, darling. How your soulmate's feeling at the moment is the Seven of Pentacles. So, they are in that space of reflection, things that they have done or they are doing. It's not a happy card. It's a lack of card. It's ignoring what they do have in their life, ignoring those things that they're grateful for. And one of the great things about being and appreciating everything we have around us is that the more we say I am, I am grateful, I am blessed, I am happy, the more the universe responds. God and the universe always says yes, but they will respond to the vibration that you're giving out. So if somebody is giving out a vibration of lack of and not having something and feeling sadness, then the universe will respond and give you more of that, because it's all about shifting and changing and evolving. And until you can come out of that and understand that, they will keep giving you more. So your soulmate is in a place of reflection of their own. I mean, if you both see, you're both being quite quiet at the moment, and you're both thinking about things, and that's really good to see. There isn't, it's moving. These are the feelings behind the feelings behind the feelings. So whatever's going on the surface, this and this, underneath the surface, those feelings behind those feelings behind those feelings, this is what's going on. And God always talks to us through our feelings, always. So you need to look at how you're feeling about things. And if you can feel how you feel about a particular thing, then think, well, why am I feeling that way? And go to the feeling behind that, and then go to the feeling behind that. And that's your onion peeling, and that's your self-discovery, and that's you unlearning everything that you've learned your entire life in terms of conditioned behaviours that have been done out of protection for yourself and a lack of self-love and a self-worth, because the person we're the hardest on, out of everybody, is ourselves. The last person we forgive in anything is ourselves. So this is the time for reflection for both of you. Spirit's advice for you is to be the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords is somebody who's gone through a lot of hurt, but she has come to that place of understanding her self-worth and her self-love. And she speaks her truth. She speaks from her soul. She's not a people pleaser. She doesn't do things just to make things better and to make everybody else happy and then still feel bad herself in herself that she's not getting the same. She absolutely is in her place of truth. She has come to a place of self-love. She has come to a place of self-worth, and she will only accept the same from other people because that is what she deserves. So that is your advice from Spirit. This is not about these sort of discussions and arguments. This is about coming from a place of your self-love and your self-worth, and coming from a place where you can speak your truth, but you do it with love and understanding and compassion. And when you do that for others, they will do it for you. Because those around you, if your energies are changing and you're shifting and your vibration is higher and you have set healthy boundaries, we're all just energy. Those around you will need to do the same to be with you, to be in your space. I hope that makes sense. And what's coming in for you, this is sort of, not the outcome card, but what's sort of coming in for you is the Judgment card. So what this is saying to me is, this is your choice, okay? This is your choice and your soulmate's choice. The Judgment card is very much that, you've had this sort of, this is the snow-capped mountains, you've had this sort of ending of something. I don't believe you have, you're not broken up, but you're going through that sort of stage of should we or shouldn't we sort of stage. And the Judgment card is saying to you, something will sort of change your relationship. Something will impact your relationship in the future. Either way, something big. Now, that is either your perception, their perception, your change of perception, their change of perception, your willingness to want to make it work, theirs, or both of your willingnesses to decide this is not for your greatest good and to move on. So this is however if you can deal with it from this, if you want this relationship to work, then it will go in your favour. It will, because that's how the divine law and that's how it works. But you have to do it from a place of truth, and you have to do it from a place of your self-love and your self-worth, and so does your soulmate as well. And there's a lot of guidance here as well. There's a lot of signs and synchronicities you're getting. There's a lot of messages that you're receiving. Do listen. Spirit's always there with you, always guiding you. And this is a real enlightenment card. You see they're coming up out of the grave to listen. This is a calling from your soul to follow your path to wherever it is that's leading you for your greatest good. And only you know that. So I hope you like this reading, and if it did resonate with you, I would love to hear in the comments box below, and I look forward to seeing you next week, Leo, and take care, my darlings, and just do a bit of meditation and see what happens. All right, take care, lots of love, and I will see you next week, my darling. Bye bye.